You're a busy
I'm
man.
Coy-Jandreau. I'm here with Matt Smith once again. How are you doing now?
I'm very well, thank you, my friend. It's as though I just met you, isn't
It's
it?
so strange, and we're back.
No, I'm really well, thank you.
Now, the greater Marvel universe is so vast. Did you get a cheat sheet or a history lesson or any help from Karen going into this?
Karen, of course, is deeply entrenched in the Marvel universe, isn't she? So yeah, I had a lot of tips off her actually, and I did phone her and ask, and she was very encouraging and said, "Go for it. You know, it'll be a really nice experience, and it's a wonderful world to work in." So yeah, I sort of did my research, and I feel pleased and proud to be part of it.
When you look at a character on the page, do you feel any difference expectation from a real life character like a Charles Manson versus a character that's got years of mythology? Is there any pros and cons to that expectation?
Yeah, I mean, of course there are many in each direction, I suppose, but I think with the years of mythology thing on this, I mean, I didn't know that much about this particular character that I was playing because I'm not sure how true to the comics they've been in this movie for my character particularly. Do you know what I mean? So I had to take the script as my sort of Bible, really. But I could find out a bit more about Morbius. And because, anyway, there's a lot of folklore with my character and what he goes on to be, and isn't someone else playing that? And I don't know, it's all really complicated. But nevertheless, I'm pleased to be part of the world.
At one point, you were a Hydra agent, so that's a whole thing. There really is a lot with your character that gets very minutia.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, well, we know nothing about that in this movie. That's the thing. It's a strange one, isn't it? But yeah, there we are.
Now, there's a lot of talk of late about a certain deleted scene with you, and that's all well and good. But there's another deleted scene beyond Star Wars that I personally am invested in. You were a part of and then not a part of my favorite comedy of all time. Can you tell me about the In Bruges process?
Well, yeah, I mean, I played a young Ralph Fiennes, and there was a wonderful scene on paper where I walked into a police station and cut someone's head off. And I think Martin, in his brilliance, realized that there was just no need to sort of make Rafe any madder than you, because it's such a consummate, brilliant performance from Rafe. You don't really need to flash back and go, God, look how mad he was. But yeah, it's there on the DVD extras, though. I've got a sort of funny wig on and there's some bad CGI in it, but because I didn't need it. But yeah, man, I'm still sort of part of the movie-ish.
It's in my head canon because once you watch the extended cuts, your brain knows where to put it and it totally plays. So you're in my favorite comedy, and I've always wondered like what that was on the day. Is Mark McDonough fun to work with?
Yeah, I mean, he's I really want to work with him again. I've just worked with his brother actually, John, who's fabulous. Yeah, really fab, and I'm really proud of that movie that's coming out. It's called The Forgiven. Yeah, I love the tone of his writing. I love the style, the verve, the wit, the brilliance of both of them actually. So I hope that comes around again and I get another opportunity. Fingers crossed, if you're listening, Martin.
No, this is a light spoiler for Last Night in Soho, so get out of here now if you haven't seen it. But yeah, you are so well-versed in playing duplicitous characters that seem either lovely that become evil or evil that become lovely. There's this duality to you that sings. What is it in your breaking down a character that allows you to see the good through the writing that's evil? How do you go, this guy's good?
That's a very good question, actually. Well, I think a villain he's only as good as his own morality. And on some level, it's like when you watch sort of Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, or you watch Christian Bale in American Psycho, you've got to, by the end, on some level, you've got to go, I kind of like them, actually. Because that's why we sort of love watching the villain, I think. So you've got to find a way, I think, that makes them have an energy that you want to be their friend a bit. Like you sort of want to be Hannibal Lecter's friend, don't you? A bit. Do you know what I mean?
You want to lean in and out simultaneously.
Yeah, from the glass and be like, my mate. So there's something, I think, and that's the challenge. I'm finding if you can do that, I think that's then it feels like you've done an interesting job, rather than it just be like the bad guy, unless that's what it is.
Now, is that a thing that you look for in these scripts, or is that just how things have been handed to you? Is that like a goal?
Well,
that duality.
Yes, I think so. And I think from playing sort of Doctor Who, I got quite intrigued by that, because adversely, for someone who's really good with the Doctor, it's really interesting to push him to his really awful edges, because that is really frightening. If the Doctor's bad, it's like all else fail. I don't know if you know what Doctor is, but it's like, yeah. So I think you're always looking for that yin and yang in everything. It has to be. It's all about conflict.
And that's human, man. So thank you for bringing that to everything. That humanity is beautiful. I really appreciate it. I loved your work in this, man. I appreciate it.
My man. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, man.